Hi there, welcome back to day 9. So let's have a quick check-in with our Easter tree and see where we're up to in the story. So we've got our donkey that Jesus rode into Jerusalem on like a king. Next we have our bag of money that Judas got when he gave Jesus over to the people who didn't like him. Next we have our cup that Jesus used at his special supper with his special friends. And then we have some praying hands, because Jesus went off and prayed to his Father, didn't he, in the garden. The next thing we have is our whip that the soldiers used to beat Jesus up. Then we have our rooster, which is a bit sad for Peter, isn't it, because he'd said he didn't know Jesus at all when he actually did. Then we have our crown of thorns that the soldiers wrapped around and put on Jesus' head to mock him. And then yesterday we put on our nail, didn't we, when Jesus was nailed to the cross. Shall we see which colour egg we're going to open up today? So today it's going to be this lovely purple one. So let's open it and see what's inside. Oh, can you see what that is? I know it's only miniature, but it's actually a spear. I'm going to put that down there, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to read some of the Bible, and then we're going to talk about the story. So the soldiers came and they broke the legs of the 2 people that had been crucified with Jesus. But when they came to Jesus, they saw that he was already dead, so they didn't break his legs. But one of the soldiers took his spear and pierced Jesus' side, and blood and water came running out. So there were 2 robbers who were crucified with Jesus. They're the 2 that we hear about in the Bible. And there was one on each side of Jesus, it says. So the soldiers came back to check, because it was about to be a big festival in Jerusalem, the Passover, and they didn't want something horrible like people dying hanging around. So they needed to get rid of the bodies. So they came along. They realised Jesus had already died, so they didn't need to break his legs, because that's what they used to do to make sure people were dead. But just to make extra specially sure, one of them stuck their spear into his side. And all those things happened because in the old bit of the Bible, in the Old Testament, these things have been talked about that they would happen, and that is exactly what happened. It's really sad to think that Jesus had died, and that it was in such a cruel and horrible way, and such a painful way as well. But remember, Jesus gave up his life because of people like me and you, because he loved us so much. And even the people who were on the cross next to Jesus, one of them said to Jesus, "I want to be with you." And Jesus said to him, "You will be with me today in paradise." He was talking about heaven. Jesus loved people so much. He was willing to go through all that pain and all that suffering so that each one of us can be loved by him and loved by Father God. So we're going to hear some more story tomorrow, and don't worry, it gets a little bit happier from now on. In fact, it gets very, very happy towards the end. So shall we put our next thing on the tree? So I've got here, can you see? It's a spear. So I'm going to hang that on our tree. I'm going to hang that here. And we've only got 3 more eggs to do. So 3 more bits to the story. So come back tomorrow and we'll have a look at the next bit of the story.